Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to retouch this photo and turn it into this. So before we do that, if you haven't done so yet, just click on subscribe, click on like so we can get more videos like this to you. So with no further, let's go. All right, so we're gonna start with my photo here, which looks really bad, straight from the camera into the sun, and we are going to try to make it look amazing. So first things first, here's the photo. As you can see, it's selected and everything is straight from the camera, nothing is moved. Everything is, as you can see, in RAW format. So let's get to it. First things first, I usually go all the way up with the shadows and all the way down with the highlights. Remember, this is a landscape, so it's usually really nice if the photo is well exposed to go up with the shadows, bring down the highlights, and then you get all the details in the photo. So we got that going on now. We are gonna adjust the exposure just a bit. And again, we'll come back to this, but just to get an idea. All right, now we're gonna get our white points in check. How do you do this? You select Option key, the whites, and then you slide it all the way up until you see some white. You see the sun? You see the sun? There you go. Those are the whites. And then you hold down the Option key again, and then you go with your blacks, and then you go left. I like it so you can see a little bit, like 15-20% of blacks, something like this. There you go. Perfect. Already you can see an amazing change. Check it out before and after. Yeah, okay, but that's not all. Now, landscape. It really depends on what you like, but we're gonna try to pump up the texture a bit just to see the grass and the flowers. I'm gonna put a 10%, 15 points of texture should be good. And we're gonna go down to the colors, which I love the colors. I like the green to stand out a little bit more, so I go up 20 points on the green. I go on the yellow, same thing, because you can see the green is mixed with the yellow sometimes, so I go a little bit up. You see the changes here, as you can see. See before the greens and the after. See the difference? Huge. And we're gonna go down with the blue. As you can see the sky, we can make it a little bit bluer. You can see some spots here, we'll take care of that later. But I have something that I like with the colors. Maybe we're gonna saturate a bit more the blue. Just a bit. Yeah, I like it like that. And we're gonna go down to the detail section. I like my photo sharpened a lot, so we're gonna get the sharpening up to 80. As you can see, if you go to the before and after, check it out. It's way different already, but we'll get to an amazing point later. Noise reduction, there's no need because we shot, I don't know, 3-4 in the afternoon. ISO 100, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We go down to the lens correction and we go to profile, and we always remove the chromatic aberration. I mean, we have a good lens, but just in case you have a crappy lens, you should always remove the chromatic aberration, and then you enable the profile correction. You see the difference before and after? It fixes the distortion from your lens. And we're gonna go down to transform now. As you can see, I always say there's no good photo with a bent horizon. So we need to go up here, rotate, you see, and then we move it until it's straight. There's a little tip for this. You go up to the crop tool, and then you go to the angle tool, and then you see, you select the ocean horizon. There you go. Pop, and it's super straight. And you're always gonna be set with a straight horizon after you do that. Perfect. You can choose the auto option, but it doesn't work all the time. So that's good. And then we got the effects. I always like to vignette my photos a bit, and in this case we're gonna do it, but after we do the cropping. Once we do the cropping, the final crop, we're gonna do all the rest of the tools. So in this case, let's do more of a panoramic side. Let's do here so we get a little bit of the foreground. We can cut a little bit here on the side, and then we can bring the sky down. Remember the rule of thirds, okay? Get the sun on the upper third, and then you get the other subject here on the lower third. Something like this. That's looking much better already. And I'm gonna pump up the contrast just a bit. Let's give it 35 points of contrast is good. I like it like that. And again, this is personal. You can go up and down as much as you want, but this is the way we do it here at CS Photo. And you see, we come back to the exposure. I told you we would come back. And then you see here, we have some shadows still. And we have a little bit of a contrast. The white balance as well, we're gonna touch. In this case, I like my photos a little bit warmer and more on the magenta side. So we're gonna go up here a little bit. There you go, you see? There you go, that's much better. And we're gonna get the magentas just a bit higher. There we go. And again, you see the before and after, it's already a huge change. But that's not all, we have some more tips to show you. This photo, I mean, you can already use, it's perfect, the light is perfect, the highlights are good, the shadows are good. But I like the shadows a bit open, so you're gonna get a mask. You go up here to the right, to the mask section, you get a brush, and then you can adjust the size with your mouse wheel. And then let's go select this size here, for example. This shadow, it's a little bit too dark, in my opinion. So you select it with the mask, and then you go with the exposure, and you crank it up a bit. There you go. It's something subtle. You don't want to go way too high, because then it's going to be noticeable, and then people are not going to like it. You see, before and after, perfect. And then that's good for this one. Then we're gonna take another mask, create another mask. We're gonna take another brush, and then we're gonna paint over here. See the houses, how the walls are a little bit blue? I'm just gonna get the temperature, and we're gonna take it to the right. Remember, it's sunset, so we want everything very warm, very moody, very, very warmish. There you go. Perfecto. Great. Something else that we can do, we can remember that we have the spot here. That's a sensor dust spot that we can remove, especially with the new version of Lightroom. It's really easy. You click here on the healing tool, and then you go to the spot, boom, and voila, that's it. Very simple. Very, very simple. You can click here if you get the toolbar. If you click T and you select the healing spot, you can go down here to visualize spot, and then if you have any more spots, you're gonna be able to see it. Nothing, perfect, so we're done, good. And let's do something else. There's something new called color grading in the new Lightroom version that we can use. As you can see, this takes care of the midtones, the shadows, and the highlights. So I like my shadows a little bit more warm than they are, so let's click here and then go down to the warmer side. Perfecto. As you can see, we go to the before and after, you see how the shadow, it's very subtle, but the shadows are a bit more yellow, more warm. Perfect, I like it like that. And now that I see the whole photo, let's just turn back the saturation just a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we spent a few minutes and we went down from this to this. So I think that's something that everybody's gonna like. More things you can do in the photo. You can go to Photoshop, you can remove the rake, you can remove the leaves, or you can do it with the healing spot here, as I can show you. There you go. And you can remove everything that you want with this brush. But ideally, I would do it in Photoshop. It's much better results. But if you're in a hurry, then you can do it here. There you go. Perfecto. So yeah, you see, before and after, we have a very, very decent photo that you can use. You can use this for all your landscape pictures and all your outside pictures if you're on a trip, or if you are shooting even a house or the beach. This retouch is gonna help make your photos pop and have a lot of likes from your friends. So yeah, this is gonna be for the retouching part of the site. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be here next week with a different photo for you. We're gonna do a series of 4 videos. We're gonna do landscape, we're gonna do real estate, we're gonna do product photography, and we're gonna do portrait. So subscribe, like, see you next week.